What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, Donnie here, back with a brand new random wrestling figure unboxing video. All the random miscellaneous figures that I picked up in the month of May, we're going to be showing you guys them. But before we get into that, if you're not a best one yet already, and you're into wrestling figures, Funko Pops, Nickelodeon, late 90s, early 2000s, or basketball, and you want to watch me rebuild this collection, recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because of course you already know the grind is real. So I do a lot of these random WWE unboxing videos, and moving forward here on the channel, I want to start doing these random miscellaneous figure videos every first of the month. Instead of just doing them randomly, I just want to start to organize the content a little bit better. So every first or second of the month, I will be doing a random miscellaneous figure unboxing and revealing, because I do pick up a lot of things that don't make the cut in a normal video. So, with that being said, let's get it. The grind is real. So, in the month of May, I went to a couple independent wrestling shows. I went to a few flea markets. I've done a few toy hunts in the wild. And this is all the stuff that you guys haven't seen yet. So, starting things off here, I do want to give a shout out to one of my loyal We Are Wrestling Maniacs, Dan, who I always get to see at Blitzkrieg Pro, one of We Are Wrestling's proud partners, proud sponsors, and he picked this up for me at a Wrestle Open show in Worcester, Mass, and we got an autographed MLW Cruel figure. And right now in the independent circuit, Cruel is one of my favorite wrestlers right now. And in the month of May, I actually did sponsor a no disqualification match with Cruel versus AEW star Brunson. And man, shout out to Dan for picking this up for me. It's even got a signature. I wish it had the paint marker, but it is what it is. I do think I am going to be keeping this in the package. And if Cruel does come to another Blitzkrieg Pro show, or just comes to the area, I think I am going to have him re-sign this over this here with maybe a red paint marker. But the fact that one of my fans picked this up for me and thought of me really just means so much to me. And this is definitely one of my favorite figures because of that. And I do love me some independent wrestling, and I do love what Cruel's doing. So this is my first MLW figure. I have been interested in getting the Fatu, the Alex Hammerstone, and I might actually have to pick up another Cruel to let open out of the packaging. But right here, man, this is pretty cool. And matches that I sponsor, I do like to get figures of that person or memorabilia. So to have Cruel, very excited about that. So our next figure, I do want to give a shout out to my toy hunting buddy and a good friend of the channel, Cam, for giving me a really good deal on this figure here. We got WWE Elite Series 36 Dean Ambrose. And Dean was always my favorite out of the three when it came to the Shield. Loved his work before coming to WWE, and I really enjoyed his Florida Championship Wrestling run during his time. But this is post-Shield Dean, which eventually I do want to find the 3 original Elite Shield figures. That is something that I am on the hunt for. Maybe in one of these random unboxings, we'll get them at some point. But we got a new Dean Ambrose, and why can't, like, the Elite packagings be like this? I miss how good these packagings were, but we're going to be letting this open because we don't really need Dean inside the package. But I am excited to add this to my miscellaneous shelf with some of my, like, 2010 to, like, 2017 people. But there it is, guys, Dean Ambrose. He does come with the Kendall stick, and he is posed so weird in this, which at the time when this figure was out, I already got done collecting. I believe when the original Shield Elites came out, that's like when I kind of just got over collecting wrestling figures. But look at this, man. This is actually a really good Dean Ambrose figure for its time. I think that this is like a 2015. I could be wrong. I get those like years all mixed up, 2015 to like 2018. So with this Dean Ambrose figure, I'm really digging the head sculpt here. He's got the messy, long brown hair going on. I love the crazy look that he's got going on with his face. He's got that 5 o'clock shadow. And I really do like this rubber jacket that Dean Ambrose is wearing with the cut-off sleeves. It's like this nice, dark, like charcoal gray going on. He's got the hood on the back, and then he's got the Dean Ambrose logo, which I always love that logo, by the way. And I do really like that both his hands, they are taped as well, which does look good. And then he's got the belt for the jeans, and he's got the nice long dark jeans, which do look good. And he's got his black boots, and of course he's got the Kendall stick, which I think was a really cool accessory to come with this Dean figure. But there it is, guys, we got him, and I'm very excited to finally add a Dean Ambrose to the collection. Now we just need to get a Shield one, and I won't need any more Dean Ambroses. This is really cool. Thank you, Cam. And moving on now to our next figure that we picked up. This was just a random find at Walmart. Didn't even do a toy hunt for this at all. Just, I was there with the fiance, and I went over to the section. This was the only thing I saw, so I didn't even record a toy hunt or anything for this. We got a Knuckle Cruncher Seth freaking Rollins, which I don't plan on opening this up because I am going to be doing like a little Knuckle Cruncher quick short review pretty soon, so I will be saving this for that. But really freaking cool. I know that the kids, they are enjoying these, and hopefully this line does continue, because I've heard really good reviews so far about these. And our next figure here, this was from Ringside Collectibles. I totally forgot that I even picked this up at all, but we did, and I didn't want to do a separate video because this figure has already came out a long time ago. People have already been there, they've done it. We got the Greatest Hits Rock figure as the Scorpion King, one of my very first wrestling movies with a wrestler in it that I actually watched as a young kid. But I do remember getting this actually in Jack's form back in the day. They did make this Scorpion King Rock, so that was like the reason why I decided to actually pick this up, was for that reason, because that is very nostalgic to me. And I think one of like the first figures I actually like broke too in my collection when I was a kid. But there it is there. We got the Rock as Scorpion King. I kind of like how they do this sometimes, like they're doing these collaborations with movies and they're making figures out of them, which I think is so freaking cool. But there it is right there. We got Scorpion King Rock, which is so weird to see him with like long hair because he's never like had his hair this long, especially like in his wrestling career. But with this Scorpion King Rock here, of course we do have the same old school head sculpt of him, which does look really good. He looks all serious, all pissed off. And then I do love the hair that we do have here on him. It looks really good, just like the Scorpion King, which is nice. I love the skin tone. I do love all the details that we do get with his costume here. He's got some arm pieces going on. And I also really do like the piece that we do have here on the waist, which does look pretty cool. And then he's got like the long brown pants going on as well under that. And he's got some really cool detailed boots, which, man, they really put a lot of effort into this. This was a part of the Greatest Hits series. I think originally this was a Walmart exclusive, and a lot of people didn't find it. So Mattel, they just put them in a Greatest Hits line. And I'm actually really happy to add this to the collection. Probably going to be just putting it on my miscellaneous shelf. But I do think the Jax one is better in my opinion. The next figure that we do have here, I totally forgot I ordered this as well from Ringside Collectibles. We got the WWE Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. This is Hollywood Hulk Hogan. This is a re-release with the updated hot dog tan for Hollywood, which I love the original one that came out. But now that Hogan is all tanned up, we are replacing that immediately on the WCW shelf. This Hogan is just incredible, but I will be doing a whole Ultimate unboxing with Hogan here pretty soon here on the channel. But we did get this like early May, so this does count as a random pickup. And our next Ultimate figure that we did get also from Ringside Collectibles, and it will be a part of the Ultimate unboxing that I do with Hollywood Hogan, which hopefully will be coming out within the next week or so. We have the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. I am very excited to unbox this and review it. I just haven't had any time at all the last month in May to really get you guys this video. So this has been sitting here for weeks, but it will be happening within the next week or so. But really cool pickup here, and I'm so happy to finally replace my just regular Elite Cody with this one that was from WrestleMania 39. And the next item that I do have here that I do want to show you guys, I got signed at Creative Pro, the 10-year anniversary show. I went out to Long Island, New York after Blitzkrieg. It was a whole weekend of great independent wrestling, and I had to get this signed because he's not really being used in AEW, and who knows if I'm ever going to get the opportunity to get this signed again. Don't want to miss out because I see a pattern going on with all the Cody and CM Punk guys. They're all leaving AEW, so didn't want to miss out. We got Danhausen. We got the signature on my AEW Unrivaled Series 13 figure. So here's a really cool tip if you are looking to get AEW figures signed or other wrestling figures signed that you do have in your collection. If you want to save a lot of money, it's better to go to independent wrestling shows with your own paint marker and bringing your figure to get signed, because at the independent tables, the wrestlers do charge a lot less. I've seen Danhausen at wrestling conventions before, but he didn't have his figures out during the time. But items per autograph at these Comic-Cons and stuff, he would charge about $60 to like $80 per autograph. But at this show here, I only paid $20 to get this Danhausen signed, which is an insane deal. So if you're looking to save money on autographed wrestling figures and merchandise, go to independent wrestling shows. Plus, man, they're the stars of tomorrow. You don't know who you're going to see. But there it is. We got Danhausen here with the signature, which does look really freaking cool. I do try to keep my AEW figures mint on card, and I do try to get them signed. So to have this Danhausen, very excited about it. Very nice, very evil. But of course, that is not all I got signed by Danhausen. We also got his Ringside Collectibles exclusive sign, the very nice, very evil box set here, which we're going to show you guys what it looks like. And there it is, man. I love the way that this looks. And I think that these box sets that Ringside Collectibles are doing for the Jazzware figures are so friggin' cool. And my Hook one, I was actually the very first person to get it signed, which was such a cool accomplishment in my collecting. But we do have Danhausen now, so I am going to be putting it right next to Hook. And I think the next one that we're going to be getting, and we're going to be doing a whole video on, is the Jericho housing, which I'm excited about. Don't know if I am going to be able to get that signed by Jericho or not. But yeah, we got 2 Danhausen figures signed for a really good price at Create A Pro. And while I was at Create A Pro, they also had a couple merch tables for some independent wrestling figure lines, which I did check out the heels and faces, which when it comes to retro figures, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't really collect them. But this one, I have just, every time I go to Create A Pro out in Long Island, they have a heels and faces table, and I'm always sitting there contemplating, do I get this or do I not? Because online, the prices are so much more than a Create A Pro show. And I finally decided to do it. We got the heels and faces Raven figure. This one, I've just been going back and forth for the last, year and a half, 2 years. And I finally decided to do it. I do think I am going to be keeping this in the package here. And if I do meet Raven again, I actually might get this signed. But I don't know where I'm going to put it for the time being. But I am really excited that Raven got a really cool figure. But now we need to get a 6-inch Raven. TNA's got the line, get Raven a figure over on Power Town. Give us a Raven 6-inch. John Sailor. Sign a Legends deal. I don't know. Just give me a 6-inch Raven. That's all I want. But for now, this is really freaking cool. And I think it's definitely, one of the better heels and faces. Because I'm not a big fan of the line, really. But I do respect the hustle. And the next item we got was also at the Create A Pro show. And I got a 8x10 by the System, which I've already met these guys before. Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and Alicia Edwards. I've already met all 3 of them. But I love what they're doing right now in TNA with the System. And Brian Myers has always been one of the nicest, most professional wrestlers. So I did want to go and support him and get an 8x10 in a photo with his group, the System. Plus Eddie Edwards was so nice as well. He gave We Are Wrestling a free shout out years ago when he had a signing at the Heroes Hideout. So I did want to go support them, and we got this signed here by them, which is a really cool 8x10. Only if Moose was there. We should have had the whole System. Which I do want to say too, I did pre-order the TNA Ultra figures as well. Don't know if I'm going to unbox them and do the review or if I'm going to keep them in the package. Haven't really decided yet, but we did pick up all 4 of those. So whenever they come out and we get the package, we are going to be giving you guys a video immediately. But our last 2 figures that we got was also at Create A Pro, and they had their own table for the Major Bendy's line, which the big rubber guys, everybody's been picking these up. There's been nothing but great reviews on them, and they were retailed price, so I couldn't say no to them. Don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. I don't really have the space for them. Don't really collect the LJN figures. So the first figure that we do have here, part of the Big Rubber Guys series, we got Andre the Giant. And we didn't go with the blue variant. We just went with the regular black one right there. But I really am digging the package here, and I do like how you can actually take them out of the packaging and you can put them back in without damaging it. So I think that that's really cool. And I love what Matt Cardona and Brian Myers are doing. And they've been really consistent with the line, so I did want to show some support. And when I saw the table and they were retail and not paying second market prices, I decided to pick these up, which, man, Andre the Giant looks really freaking good. And I think I am going to do a whole review video on these 2 in particular, because I could repackage it if I decide I don't want to keep it for the collection, but I do want to get more of an insight look on this. But really cool pickup at Create A Pro. So we did get Andre the Giant in an LJN form. And finally, last but not least, we got the Macho Man Randy Savage. And this is so freaking cool that all these independent wrestling figure lines are getting licenses to do guys like Macho Man and Andre the Giant. So I thought that this was a really cool pickup here with the good old Macho Man. But we will be doing a whole video on these, and it's just so cool. You get like the rest of the line. I will say, everybody getting those axe and smashes, that was like probably one of the only times I was super tempted on going like all in on the big rubber guys, but there's only so much you can collect, and these are very expensive, so I'd rather just get WWE Elites and AEWs, but I mostly got these because I do want to do a whole video on them and pretty much do a little experiment. So expect to have a Big Rubber Guys video come out within the next couple of weeks. That is all the miscellaneous stuff that I got signed, that I picked up, that we unboxed and reviewed for the month of May. Let me know in the comment section below some of the things you got in the month of May. I would love to hear it down in the comment section below. I do read all my comments. But if you enjoyed this video and you do like the new format where I'm going to do this random miscellaneous thing every first of the month, smash that like button out. If you're not a best one yet already, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, because we are going to be going all in for the month of June. So many videos lined up, so many toy hunts, so many reviews. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow me over on my social medias and other YouTube pages. All that down below. And of course, to all the best ones out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.